Coach, let's start with, I don't know, again, how much you can talk about, how much you can't talk about. Still no word, as far as we know, from the Frontier League in regards to the Will Oliver situation. Is there any update that you guys can provide, or are you still under kind of a gag order?
Well, we're still under. I mean, what's been out there is there's nothing new to report.
Okay.
It's basically where we're at with that. We're still waiting on the league's decision, if there is a decision, as far as what any repercussions would be. And I guess we'll deal with that when they come down. But we got to kind of put that on the back burner. We have 18 games left, and currently now in first place. So we got to just take care of our own business and see where the chips fall.
You mentioned that you guys got there's just a few weeks left in the regular season, and you currently stand, thanks to a loss to by the Miners last night. You guys got a half-game lead in the East Division. You start a series tonight against Rockford at home at Bosse Field, a doubleheader with first pitch at 5:35. As a manager and a guy that's been in the game for a long time, just some. Do you like the doubleheaders? Would you prefer the single games? How do you view those, and how do you deal with them?
Well, doubleheaders are a tricky one. It cuts both ways. You like the extra day off for kids, for the players of this age group. Younger guys that most of them, 11 of them, have never played in a professional season. Number one, and then 90 games on top of that. Number two. So you do like the extra off day during the season, and it certainly pays off this time of year. But the 7-inning game changes things. You got to get your offense going a little quicker than usual. Maybe you play a little different, playing for a run earlier, and then also with log jams, you're pitching a little bit because we'll have to bring somebody back on short rest probably Sunday. So it does have its pluses and its minuses, but as a manager, there are some good parts to it too.
Well, you've been battling injury a little bit, Coach. It happens to all teams, especially later in the season. I know the last we had heard on Shayne Houk's hand, he needed another trip to the doctor to figure out if he was going to be able to get back this season, or maybe at least for the postseason. He had a couple of pitchers that were banged up a little bit. How's all that coming along? Pretty much just healing up, or is anybody back, or how's it going?
Well, no one is back. We got, we had to move Preston Olsen, one of our top starters, went from the 7-day. It's going to be a little longer than the season allows. So we moved him to the 60-day, which will in effect end it for him for this year. But no structural damage, which was good news. Just a matter of rehab and getting that back together, hopefully for next year. But good news with Shayne and Nieves. They're probably at this point, maybe day to day to even, 7 days in that type of range. With Nieves, we certainly don't want to rush him back anytime soon with it being an arm. But Shane's looking good. He's feeling the bat. He hasn't swung yet. I think he sees the doctor again today for his final checkup, and he may be able to swing bats or at least in the cage. And hopefully we definitely get him back before the end of the year.
And you mentioned Preston Olsen being gone. Looked like probably his season more than likely done. So who has stepped into his role there in the rotation?
Well, we've been lucky to sign three guys just recently, and all have done well for us in that role. I mean, Brett Marshall had 2 dominant starts, his last 2 starts, going 8 innings scoreless his last time out, followed by Blaine Howell through also that last series here at home against Schaumburg. It was a dominant start. He threw on the breast cancer awareness night in front of 7,700 people, and just really threw the ball well. We were very happy how he threw the ball. And then Hunter Ackerman was a trade with Joliet. It was a kid that just needed a change of scenery. I really like how he throws the ball. His numbers haven't been as impressive as the other 2, but I really like how he throws the ball. He's got a real good breaking ball. I just think he's got to do a little better job of his pitch selection and work off his changeup a little bit more. But I really think he stands a chance to really help us down the stretch. And then we always have Trevor Walsh and Tyler Vale, guys that have been with us all year, haven't missed a start, and have done a pretty good job for us. So that'll be the rotation down the stretch. And of course, you'd like to have Preston Olsen and Nephi Nieves, but some of the guys that have filled in have done a pretty good job for us.
Evansville Otters manager Andy McCauley joining us on the Menard Studio Hotlines. Ford and O'Brien, ESPN Evansville 105.3. One of your pitchers got some honors recently, Coach, and that is Connor Little wins the Frontier League Pitcher of the Week. Talk a little bit about Connor, what he brings to the team, and how important he's been to your success this season.
Yeah, he's honestly probably the MVP of the pitching staff without a doubt. He's kind of that bridge guy. We've had a lot of starters that could give us 6 or 7 innings to start. We were lucky with that, to start the year, and then to go to him in the 7th or 8th to get us to our closer. Lopez was having a great year. The unfortunate thing with Connor Little is there's really no stat that they hold in this league. I mean, holds are a major league statistic that they hold that they carry, but in this league they don't carry that stat, and he would be lights out if they kept that stat this year. But his numbers are ridiculous. He just came back with some confidence for pitching in Australia and really developing his cutter, which is really the pitch that really makes the difference this year. His velocity has improved as well too. He's probably 89 to 92, and now with that cutter, it really is a tough thing to barrel up. So we couldn't have been here today without Connor Little. He's done a great job. He's a great kid, and hopefully he gets an opportunity to at least go to a spring training next spring with an organizational team. He certainly deserves it.
Well, you've got a half-game lead going into this doubleheader this afternoon. Again, Barry Plastic's recycle night, which is a big deal, and the fans can get in free of charge if they bring a recyclable item. So there's no reason not to get out to Bosse Field, catch a couple ball games. Offensively, Coach, they've been spreading the ball around pretty good. I mean, Schultz is a name that comes to mind, but there's a lot of other guys getting the bat on the ball. As a coaching staff, kind of turning that corner and hoping to hold into the postseason. How you feeling about the offense? I know you had a little bit of downtime, but it seems like the bats are back.
They are. They're coming slow. It's always slower than the manager would ever like. But I'll tell you, this last series, we faced some pretty good pitching. We with the Schaumburg Boomers. Jamie Bennett does a great job with his arms up there, and he's always got some quality arms to throw at you. So I knew we had our work cut out, but I definitely saw an improvement in our quality at bats and our approaches at the plate. I mean, we cut our strikeouts down. Each game in that Schaumburg series, just with a more direct approach at the plate as far as putting the ball in play and refusing to strike out. So I definitely saw some better at bats. We just did a recent trade for Rolando Gomez, who's going to be a big help at the top of the order. He's a Double-A guy. He's got 300, 400 at-bats in Double-A. We traded for him with the Gateway Grizzlies. So he's dinged up a little right now. We'll see how his hamstring is today. But he should be in at least one of the games today, playing third base and hitting in the leadoff spot. So added a little juice there with Rolando, and then that allows some people to hit in some different spots in the lineup. So definitely like what I've seen the last years. Hopefully we can knock some rust off today in batting practice and get back at it today this afternoon with a doubleheader.
Evansville Otters manager Andy McCauley joining us on the Menard Studio Hotline. Coach, best of luck in the series against the Aviators later on this evening and again tomorrow at Bosse Field, and we'll talk again next week.
All right, sounds good, guys. Thanks a lot.